Roll dice, be nice, and stay tuned. This is the Live to Die podcast.
So we've done this with art, and we always try to shout out different things we like. So let me just go through some list of things I like. I like all of you who are sitting here with me today. Thanks for being here. The whole creative team at Paizo, big double thumbs up. Particular shout out to Ron Lundeen, who wrote this adventure, which, like, I think we've talked about it a little bit on and off air, but just makes such interesting use of the format of a written adventure to explore different spaces. From the opening chapter, which was a lot of exploration, this sort of like different encounters coming up with different times of night is awesome. Of course, if you listen through the indoor episodes, you'll always hear a shout out Syrinscape for handling that background sound, which, like, they're sort of the industry standards. They're great. Go check them out. And we had some amazing artists, everything from the folks who've worked on our cover art to the art for characters, which you can find on our Instagram. However, and for those of you who are tuning in week to week, you may have caught a little preview of this. Trent reached out to an associate and commissioned some audio drops for the podcast. Now, if you're paying attention, you've definitely realized that not only do we record in advance, but we batch record, we edit, and then release week to week. So all of you who are wondering why several weeks ago, when Jane rolled really, really badly back to back to back,
As usual.
you heard a little musical element drop in. And that was because Jane rolled so poorly that I was like, I don't care that it wasn't live. I'm going to retroactively splice in this amazing drop that Trent commissioned from
I've said this
work.
once and I'll say it again. I thought this was supposed to be fun. And when you all recruited me to do this, you were like, it's going to be so much fun.
I mean, it's
and
fun
I have
for us.
yet to have fun.
That's your fault. We're all having fun.
So
I'm not having fun.
So all of
She
you
is.
listening have
I
heard
am
this
having
drop. Most of us players have actually heard the drop when they were finished. Jane just decided not to listen.
Well, something deep down told me that it was going to be offensive. So
I mean, only kind of. Can I shout them out real quick?
Yeah, go ahead and talk all about this.
So those are put together by my friend Sherman Haynes. You can check him out on Spotify, his band Alphabet Supine. That's Supine. They are excellent. Highly recommend. But you can also find him on Instagram under Mustache Fever, which is Mustache and Fever. So definitely check them out. He's awesome. Obviously highly talented. And he's going to make even more drops for us, which we are very excited for.
thanks, Sherman.
Yeah, we always love working with and paying some of these awesome creators out there, big advocates for all that. So we actually have 9 drops. I'm going to keep a couple in the back pocket.
In the pocket.
I would just like to also say that actually I just couldn't get them to play on my phone, and I am excited to hear them. But this is as new for me as it is for the listeners.
So, well, all the
You
listeners...
all have listened to them already, right?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Many,
Okay.
many
At
times.
least.
Yeah.
And this
The
one in
moment when
particular,
it came through.
Yeah.
the listeners have all heard me retroactively splice into an episode I was editing.
Oh my.
But this will be the first time we've ever used one live, and the first time Jane has ever heard one dedicated to her.
Yes.
I think it's this button.
Jane's gonna roll and I hope it's good, but it's probably not gonna be good.
Sherman, what the hell?
Oh, man. When I heard that, I was like, this is everything I wanted it to
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, going through these,
Oh.
his range is phenomenal.
be. Oh, yeah. He's
There's
great.
such good work. And like, there's one in here I love that he put together. I'm going to save it because I think we'll get to use it in one of the episodes we're recording today that the group kind of talked about, because he's like, yeah, I can totally do some kind of commission work like that. What are you interested in? So we all talked about different stuff. And as all of you know, we're not great at things like math. And so anytime we're all having to roll stuff, it takes a second. So in addition to having some really good math jokes in there, he did put together one specifically around initiative, so that like when we're rolling initiative, we can hype up for combat. It's so good though, I want it for the entire combat, so we might need to reach back out to him and be like, can you just loop that for 30 minutes?
I'm sure he would be happy to do so.
But we do have ones in which we can kind of call out some of our bad practices. I think it's this button. I haven't labeled them yet.
Almighty.
Which I hope no one will take too much offense when they're like, and I can just tap that and fill it in.
No.
We all know we do terrible
Yeah,
math.
it's bad.
Mm-hmm.
I think we literally told him the words we wanted for that, and in my head, this is what played. So I was impressed that he got it exactly as I imagined it.
And you know what? We aren't the only podcast that uses drops. I don't think we'll be the best podcast that uses drops. I think we might have the best drops now. I will also note that I really like, as we're talking about the range, a lot of these have some really classic vibes. One thing that I say a lot because I love rules is there's a rule for that. So there's a rule for that drop that just very much has a little bit of the more you know feel to it.
Mhm.
And
There's a rule for that.
they're absolutely great.
Oh, they're
I
phenomenal.
feel like I'm watching Reading Rainbow.
yeah.
I'm going to play us two more and then we'll kind of sit on some other ones. We do have a great one for when we hand out a hero patch. Just a nice
Ooh,
little.
that's fun.
Isn't that great?
I feel
Feels
we
like
might
a
also-
retro video
Can you
game.
play that? Can you play that one again?
Yeah.
Oh,
That is like the sound embodiment of how I feel when I get a patch.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think I might also use it when we call a patch in.
Oh, sure.
Mm.
But I will say that would quickly potentially set up one of these scenarios.
Oh my god! I don't like this one.
This is the best one.
It might be the best one. Yeah, I'm sorry.
My least favorite.
Like your buddy's got does he have like a Spotify account? Can this be his number one song? People can just play it.
I'll hit up with that later on. Yeah.
Nobody acknowledges when I roll a natural 20, which has definitely happened.
You know,
Oh, there's a drop for
there's
that.
a drop for that.
Critical hit.
Ooh.
And it's really important to lead with that one because there's a phenomenal follow-up drop to that.
Critical. Wow, this is awkward.
I love that.
So I gotta say, however much fun I've had listening to these, it's even better to just see Jane's first reaction to this. We got a few more.
That's exactly how I feel when I roll a natural one where I'm like, critical. Oh, wait.
Yeah, and like
Good
seriously,
job.
I think he's listened to the podcast maybe a little bit,
yeah,
so he's
yeah.
sort of familiar with it. But I love exploring the radio vibe for this, and there's a lot of I feel like broadcast history sort of hidden away in these drops. So big fan. I don't think I'll use them, but there's three others that we sort of have, which are really great. I'll save them for you to hear it, but you can expect it. We have our initiative roll one.
Mhm.
We have a generic mystery sound, which I got to figure out how I want to use it, but it's gold.
So I believe that was intended for
Secret
when
checks.
a secret check. When a secret check needs to be
Oh,
rolled.
Oh, that's
gotcha.
great. I
Those
mean,
bullshit rolls you do behind the thing, and it's like, no, it didn't work.
you mean it's
did,
that
it,
thing.
did it not?
It's funny it's come up because we've had people listening, and I always have this weird line I walk when we're doing these of like, how much do we just play what's efficient? How much do we use the rules? How much do we sort of telegraph the rules? And so what I'll say is the ideal is that when there's a secret check, I'll call for the check. Someone can tell me a bonus and we roll it. But like there's some things that you roll so much that I do 100% have all the players like perceptions and stealth bonuses written down so I
Sure.
can do that secret check. But I never knew that like if for radio, what feels best is to just be like, yeah, you did this. So the player's like, does he just know it? Did he just roll arbitrarily? But at the same time, I know we've had episodes where me trying to sort of play that out for the audience, I think I've asked someone like, what's your perception bonus? And I'm sure everyone at the table and everyone listening is like, we all know the perception bonus. It's plus 26. This is the 5th time you've asked for it in 10 minutes. God, how dumb is this guy?
But now, while they're thinking that, they have a sound to listen to just reinforce it.
The mystery one or the
Yeah.
terrible math when I'm trying to do
Maybe a
math?
little bit of both.
And then, honestly, I think one of my favorite emergent moments of this podcast has been doing storybook moment and asking all of you to describe shit for the audience. And so we do have a little drop that I will hold down for when all of you are describing art. So hopefully tonight there's some art I can show and all of you can describe it. I'm trying to think of my favorite art any of you have described. I think describing the assassin head of the Farmers Union who's like wearing a Hillary Clinton pantsuit was a really high up there one.
Yeah. Also very accurate.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that
It was.
the art across this book is really good. It is interesting to see like a more like village focused like art around society as opposed to like adventuring sort of combat or rugged stuff.
I did laugh when we had the one description of the monster that came out and killed the first Sackhill that was like tied to the wall. And we were
yeah.
like, it's like a horse-sized squid rat with a shell
That flies.
that flies.
Speaking though of like things that are adventuring and rugged, you know what wasn't clearly ruggedized very well? That slate that's supposed to have the ability to write between you and the magistrate. So let's go back into the ball.
Do we have to?
It's 10 p.m. At midnight. Everyone unmasks. You all have wonderful outfits that you've been wearing. And right around a little after 10, I mean, obviously not right at 10, it can't be that obvious. If it's like 10 p.m., new encounters have appeared. The tablet shatters with the letters H-E-L. It could mean anything.
Helicopter. It does exist in this world.
Yes, it's just when someone holds a short sword in each hand and spins around.
Helicopter,
really
helicopter. Sorry,
Well-
TikTok has ruined my brain.
Mine too. I feel like whirlwind attack will now just be called helicopter attack.
Yeah.
Up until we get someone who can combine like magic missile and the fly spell and just starts hunting people like a helicopter.
Like a predator
Cool.
drone.
Yeah. They put their arms out. Whee! That wasn't a drop. That was all me.
Oh, wow.
So you're all at the ball. It's 10 p.m. You have this shattered slate that has the letters H-E-L that appeared to have been written on it before it was broken. I mentioned this last time, but just as a reminder, any of you who would have the appropriate magical tradition knowledge, which would be sort of any of them that you're familiar enough, your guess is that sort of the connection is as such that when one breaks, the other breaks, since they sort of have these shared, paired writings. And actually, like, shout out to like a cool little bit of fiction. Recently on a trip, I finally read Left Hand of Darkness, and they talk a little bit about that's the only way they can handle communication in space that big is quantum entanglement, essentially, between two objects. So I like to imagine that this is sort of that, and it may have very well be an intentional homage to that classic book, but in my mind, it's kind of rocking a little minor Left Hand of Darkness communication vibe. So, you're at the party, you got a broken slate, you're supposed to be defending High Magistrate Orvald Garmino. And no one sees him anymore.
We did kind of drop the ball on that.
Yeah, we didn't exactly
right.
mention that other part.
Because you're at a ball. So what do you do?
Perception to see if I can see him.
Sure. This will be a secret perception check. Hey, Jane, what's your perception bonus?
You know what? Trent's friend? It's 26.
that was last level. It's actually 27 now, according to my notes.
God damn it.
It is 27 now, yeah.
That's
Wait. You have a secret check. Can we hear the mystery sound?
I think this is the right button. All right. That's
Very noir.
That's
That's
a
the James
great drop.
Bond like
almost.
level of awesomeness.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's fucking great. You know, speaking of like other people we worked with, the gentleman who composed our opening credits, we have his SoundCloud and our show notes. Really cool work. He does some work on
It's my brother.
in-law.
In-law.
Well, he does some really high-profile work for some bands that are out there and touring, but I do love the stuff that we have. Really appreciate the people out there. Anyway, so you look around, you do not see Garmino anywhere.
Yikes.
You don't know if maybe you just miss him, but looking around, you don't think that's it.
Well, if she hasn't already, Val would tell everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
The tablet has shattered. I think he's dead.
Oh my.
We should probably just go about whatever we were going to do before.
He was trying to write helicopter.
That sounds problematic.
I want to look for... I think I even mentioned this at the end of the last episode, a door.
Sure.
Like other doors towards the back that he could have been taken through.
So obviously you've been through at least one door. There's a lot of these exits from this ballroom that are all marked off. They have tapestries sort of staked basically in place, or like tied in place. So you can get around them, but it is sort of blocked off. There are multiple of these throughout the room. It could be any one of them that he either stepped to or were taken through.
Is there one that looks like it might be untacked or has had people pass through?
You know what? I think that sounds like a perception check. I am really loving these. You don't see one that stands out more than the other. You see some patterns of people like not paying attention to them. So maybe several different things have gone on or gone through some areas like that.
How about what's on the tapestries? Is there anything peculiar or that stands out about those?
There's a lot going on. I like to imagine that the tapestries in this room are... Most of them are pre-revolution era for Galt. So that was when it was still a Chelish vassal. And I will always say Chelish when I refer to the nation of Cheliax because Chelaxian just sounds like some dude wearing sunglasses
I'm
in the 90s.
Chelaxian.
Like it literally sounds like an off-brand bebop and rocksteady.
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
Yeah. So I think they're sort of in a Chelish style depicting probably some date back old enough to have some stuff when it was even pre-Cheliax. So you're looking at some Arodin themes and stuff there. You're looking at some just depictions of order, basically depictions of any sort of myth or tale that reinforces order and consistency. Not excessively so, but you do get a little bit of that, like, oh, those in power have commissioned art that demonstrate the values of people in power sort of stuff.
I helped a guy out earlier because somebody was trying to kill him.
Mm-hmm.
Do I see that guy around?
You do. That gentleman's walking around. I believe it was a merchant because it was two merchants, right? Who were
who were warring with each other, sort of thing.
Yeah. And if you look around, you probably would be able to find...
Wasn't it the guy in the fox mask who was not fox?
The one in the fox mask
remember.
was the one who poisoned it.
Yeah, there was some poison going around.
Right.
So it's two. The person who was sort of trying to do the poisoning was Alfundar Dundish, but you were talking to an elven merchant, Andariel the Golden.
Yeah. I want to go to Indario.
Sure. You walk up to Andariel. He's there.
Oh, hello, Penpario. I had a question for you. I'm looking for an acquaintance, Orkfold Barbingo.
I've not heard anyone about that name, but I must admit, even if I hadn't, we all are wearing masks. No, I suppose it would be more difficult to pick them out in a crowd.
Oh, that's a good point.
Okay.
Have you seen any strange happenings? Maybe a group of people sort of going off in a certain direction, that sort of thing?
Look, you know that it is not good for the longevity of anyone in cult to be too aware of what happens around them, but you did help me out. Your awareness did save my life.
I did sort of, keep you from dying, yeah.
Those Andorran puff pastries, they looked so good.
Oh, I know. I had to keep myself from not having several of them myself.
It is hard, but, he sort of leans down close, looks over one shoulder, looks over the other like it's anyone around, but there are tons of people around, so then just gets even quieter. Let me see if I can do a stage whisper.
Oh, you can tell it in my ear if you need to.
It's really...
You smell wonderful, by the way.
Oh, thank you. It is, myrrh. Like frankincense and myrrh, right? That's like a scent? Okay.
So you're a merman.
Buzzing.
Man. Yes, there are those who call the use of myrrh such we identify as men of myrrh.
Yes.
And those of us who also enjoy laughing are men of myrrh and mirth.
Oh, I don't know if that I would go that far, but okay.
I'm really glad that there's such a sense of urgency about the magistrate being missing.
I'm sure he's fine.
He's old, man. Everything is slow.
I did see there was a man, rather broad-shouldered, a larger man, looked quite stately, had one of those curly hair wig things.
Yeah, probably like a judge, yes.
I'm not one to judge, but it could have been, no?
Yes.
And I did see one like that disappear through one of the exits over there with the tapestry over to the east.
Which way is the
there were
east?
several people accompanying him. They unpegged the curtain, sort of ushered everyone through, and then pegged it back in place again.
Oh, yes. I'm going to let that one slide.
Honestly, it was amazing. That tapestry is very well hung.
Oh, yes, I have noticed
Oh
that.
my God.
Okay, well, thank you, friend.
Oh, no, of course.
By the way, my name is Watson Himmelgale, if I hadn't told you before, and you know, if you happen to have some extra myrrh, I could maybe take that off of you.
Hey, since you did save my life, and he like palms you some the way every dad like leaves a tip by shaking someone's hand with the money in the palm of their hand.
Thank you, friend.
Yeah.
Myrrh is like an oil, I think.
I don't know. Maybe
I
it's
don't know what it
frozen.
Technically, cologne is an oil too. You just spray it.
So he just has a
It's
really
just a little
oily
bottle.
hand.
He just rubs my hand with his own oil.
Watson's like,
There you
that's
go.
that's not what I expected, but yeah, it works. Yes.
You could just oil back the little wispy strands of hair you
Yeah.
have left on your head.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So they use to indicate this passage to the east.
I'll in fact look at all of my companions here, and like in the face, and just be like,
Over here. We're going over this way.
All right.
Really quick, can I do a perception to see if I see either of the hosts still around?
Sure. So there were two hosts with the big smiley masks. You got a perception check. You know what? I have your bonus right here, Jane.
Good.
And you are able to spot both of them.
Okay.
It does seem like throughout the evening, you're not sure how or when, they aren't changing masks because each of the masks are almost a touch bespoke to their face shape. But throughout the evening, you have noticed that at times they are smiling or frowning differently based on different things happening throughout the evening. So you do see Yasmina working her way through a crowd. And I think Fox noted this when sort of following them before, but there's all sorts of people following around them, sort of outwardly presenting and performing as though they're at a party, we should talk socially. But the subtext when you get closer, you can see so many people are asking after loved ones. Maybe it's for they want their loved ones to not be killed, or maybe they have loved ones who are missing and they're just trying to find out, did the Grey Gardeners kill them? They just want some form of closure. It's this really, and it almost, you can see it. I think I'll intentionally choose this sort of like two-faced part of this performance, as if the two different masks of these clearly Grey Gardeners sort of were mimicking that it's this very painted on smile of people around them in the performance, and then everyone there just once again walking in a party through this giant home of what are seen to be just some of the world's most brutal political enforcers and murderers. Now, what you're learning here is that political connection is very is very much theater. And I mean, you're here on behalf of the Revolutionary Council, and it's clear that while the Gardeners have something going on, it isn't the Revolutionary Council's politics. So you see Yasmina, you see Valian, and they're working the room the way they have been.
Okay.
To the east.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
follow.
follow Watson.
Do-do-do-do-do, to the door, to the east.
Okay. So you're able to find it. Now remember, this tapestry is sort of held in place over the door. If you want to sort of get through there.
Perception check on it. I'm looking for traps.
Okay, yeah, that one's pretty simple. I've also got your bonus, so we're going to roll this. You look through it. You don't see any traps.
And what am I trying to think of?
Words.
I'm looking for magic around it as well.
Detecting magic.
Yes.
The range on that is 30 feet, I think, unless it expands at higher levels. But what I'll say is you rule out, I mean, there's so much magic in this area. You can only rule out those that you specifically know what it is. There's magic. You can rule out the guillotine. You know that's magical. You can rule out the magic items on you and all your party. There's magic. You're not able to get much more out of that.
At heightened to 4th level, it says you pinpoint the source of the highest level magic.
The guillotine.
Like in imprecise sense. You don't learn the exact location, but can narrow down to a 5-foot cube.
Yeah, the guillotine is the most powerful
That
magic.
sounds
thing.
Pretty
Good.
exact.
Yeah.
I mean, look, so
I think it's probably for like if something is hidden or invisible.
Yeah, like in a puzzle or whatever. Yeah.
I mean, like, we have all moved before in our life. Imagine what it'd be like to be like, that 5-foot cube of stuff has my keys in it. I know it's in that 5-foot cube, but I don't know which box it's in.
Keys is a really good example because
I don't even need to move to feel that way about my keys. Like somewhere within this 5 feet, my keys are.
And
I don't know where
I feel that
precisely.
every day.
Okay, so you work your way through. Who's sort of taking point? We haven't really checked in on exploration modes in a little bit, but are you all... We don't need to get super technical. Are you stealthing? Or are you sort of Assassin's Creeding, just blending in, trying to act like I belong here?
That's what I'm doing.
That's what Val does too.
All right.
Detecting magic.
Okay,
certainly.
so you're detecting magic.
You might belong here. We don't even know.
Val and Dro, you're both just sort of trying to blend in. Or I always think of Burn Notice and Michael Weston with just like grabbing a yogurt out of the fridge like he's supposed to be there.
Well, Val, for the record, has a plus 29 to deception and a plus 30 to society. So this is kind of her bread and butter to just act like she belongs in a setting like this.
Yeah. Fox, what about you?
Fox is scouting. That's a thing, right?
Yeah, so just like staying alert for danger,
Yeah.
basically. You're...
But that gives everyone else a bonus.
Yeah. So, everyone will get a... So basically, if danger comes up, you are looking for danger so much that you will sort of call out to arms or be ready.
Okay.
You're tuned up looking for that. So you work your way through this tapestry. Who's in front?
Drosharis.
Drosharis kind of push it to the side, unhook it for a second, walk in. Who's the last one behind?
Probably Watson.
Watson. Even at your age, I mean, you have surgeon's fingers, so I don't think it'd be hard for you to sort of clasp it behind you on the way in. I'm going to just have to own up to something here. I've got a word here that I don't know, and I'm hoping one of you can help explain what it means for me. I always love this point, which I'm like, I prepped this adventure. I didn't prep this word. Diaphanous?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I think it's
sounds like diaphragm almost.
Flowy and maybe somewhat transparent.
That actually 100% makes sense.
Yeah, it
okay,
says
so
fabric, light, delicate,
delicate.
and translucent.
Boom.
Nice, Jared.
Thanks.
Wow.
Look at you.
You know what?
Yes. Do it.
Yeah.
Yes.
You get a hero patch. There's one over there, but it's not near
They're
my mic.
so far away.
So Jason will go give you a hero patch, but you have one. So you step.
Oh, there's your keys.
You get a car.
A brand new car.
It's not brand new, but I do love it. All
A
right.
30-year-old car.
Looks like Boy Scouts patch, maybe.
Yeah, looks like I think it's a wood bat.
Fun.
It has an owl on it, though.
got an
That's why I
owl.
gave it to you.
Wait, who?
I like it.
Oh my god.
Trent had my back on that one.
I heard it like in surround sound. There.
So you work your way through. There's sort of a short hallway, and you find yourself in what looks to be a little bit of a gallery. There are several diaphanous hangings in various shades of blue adorning the stone walls of this room. There are blue stained glass windows depicting masked executioners standing tall before open skies. Blue light and rippling wall hangings make the room appear to be almost underwater in terms of the way the light's playing out. Curtains are hanging at the exit that you've just stepped through to get into this room, and over exits across to the side of the room and across from where you entered the room, you have curtains opening up to a balcony. And you can kind of just see out through these curtains onto the balcony, and through the balcony, it looks like it's overlooking the Storm Flood River. So we talked a little bit about how this old monastery is sort of at the edge of town, up on this raised geographical, not quite a hill, but section of town, right over the edge of the river. And so you've made it here. This balcony is overlooking the river. Now, go ahead. No, Trent.
Just with a minute here while we're sort of in this looking around, I would like to take a minute to cast Energy Aegis on Fox.
Well, you may not have that minute immediately,
no.
because
no.
while I describe the room, I'd like to talk about one of the contents of the room.
Ah, yes.
Lounging on a blue settee, idly combing their long blue tinged hair, you see this sort of woman.
Sort of woman.
Sort of woman.
Well, I mean,
I'm
blue
scared.
tinged hair. You know what? I think we're going to get to use
Shooter, Val.
All right now. Better safe than sorry.
So anyway, I started blasting. She's lounging back, combing her hair, and she puts her hand up sort of as soon as you step through the curtain.
Rude.
I'm very sorry, but there is some private business going on through there, and motions to the other exit. So there's the door you came in, there's the balcony on the other side, and then there's another door off to the side. There's some very private business going on through there, and my friends say mustn't be disturbed.
How good of friends.
Good enough for me to protect and respect their privacy.
Do you have a picture of this sort of woman?
I do, but let me just say that like it's in an environment in which like I don't want to give away what might be coming.
Okay, so Val throws her dagger at the blue woman.
Really?
Yeah.
Just straight for just okay.
That's what she does.
Yeah,
That's what Val does.
Well,
Listen, we're here to protect the magistrate. He said help. He went this way. This lady's blocking us. She's got to go. And she's clearly a monster, so.
okay, so it's time to roll a little initiative. Let's talk about what the initiative is going to be. Everyone's going to roll it really quickly. So you are technically scouting / alert for danger, Fox. So everyone's going to get a +1 on this. You were detecting magic, Trent, but this isn't intrinsically magic in the start, so I'll use perception from you. Okay. I'll use perception from Drosharis. Jane, I'll allow a deception from you because you were sort of like playing peaceful. So let's use this little drop. Let's put this on while we roll
What
initiative.
if I was sneaking in there stealthily? Can I use stealth?
When I talked about how you were walking in, you said you're just trying to blend in.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Although, I guess it is a form of... I'd allow stealth or... I'd allow society or stealth, because you did explicitly say you were sort of like trying to blend in, like, oh, I belong here.
Okay.
So, while everyone's getting those numbers rolled out and figured up, I'm just kind of looking around until I see the nods. Looks like Trent's got his locked in. Looks like it's not good.
I got rid of a 1.
I mean, yeah, it's nice to dump that here.
Got that out of the die.
Get
Also,
that over with.
Seriously, this drop, like, I want to fight whole combats to this initiative rolling music. It's so good.
It's pretty good.
It's fucking great. All right, looking around, I think everyone's got their initiative. So let's start. Watson, what's your initiative?
29.
Yeah, that's low, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Val, what's yours? With this, you're adding a +1 to all these.
Yeah, so it's 47.
Interesting.
I rolled a natural 17.
What's your bonus?
To deception?
Yeah, with the +1.
30.
Okay. Damn, that's fucking impressive.
Yeah, it's normally a +29.
For all those listening, I'm sure you can guess why I'm asking this. All right, Drosharis, what do you got?
45.
Okay. And Fox, what are you rocking?
30.
You did not roll as well either.
I rolled a 7, which makes me feel really bad about your
my natural one.
Look, Trent is a wisdom-based character who's actually rocking like an in-game level power item with that headband at this point.
That's true.
His wisdom is probably pretty fucking high.
It is a +6 at the moment.
So I think in this case, what happens, Jane, this is almost so narrative. This thing beats you in initiative.
Whoa.
And so I think even though you're going for deception of like, and it actually talked about this a lot with the swashbuckler class, that like you can start combat with deception of just like basically how quickly can you disguise the body language of beginning an attack. And so, I mean, really well, but this creature, so perceptive, sees you going for it.
Damn.
And so she begins to whip up in movement off of the couch. Like at first, it seems like it should be the most awkward things, like all elbows and hips first in the movement. And so like, she begins almost spinning and moving up, stepping up, almost in dance. So you know what? I do have a picture of this creature now, this woman moving. So let's take down the Syrinscape music a little bit in the background. I'm going to show you this.
She an
and
elemental?
let's you
I was
all
going to say, it sounds like an elemental.
describe this.
What?
Yeah, it's that lady on the right.
What is
right.
this?
Has anybody seen The Witch?
Oh,
With two
yeah.
E's? Yeah, well, she's definitely one of the extras dancing in the
At the end.
spoiler alerts at the end. Yep.
Yeah.
No, I can see that.
Scary witch lady. I love the elevator music we're doing this to.
Yeah,
by the
this
way.
is what we describe art to now.
I gotta say, they got exactly right, the like form of a dancer. Like she,
Yeah.
yeah.
So she's sort of
She's like on
standing up.
point.
She's got legs
Oh,
for
and
days.
she's got claws.
Oh, yeah.
Her
she's-
legs are immaculate. She does not skip leg day ever.
No,
Yeah.
that there's a lot of muscle there.
Yeah.
Good
Don't
job
let her
on the
kick you.
illustrator. So she kind of stands up and she starts whipping her body into that, like, sort of dancing, twirling whirlwind, essentially. And as she begins kind of coming up from the cité,
She's a bard.
she just starts moving right towards all of you. And I think, Val, because you're the one who sort of is getting this dagger ready, I think we're going to do this. The dance movement is so sort of captivating.
It's enthralling.
It is. And so I'm going to need every creature.
Well, shouldn't she get a
Every
throw off
creature-
first?
No, so Val starting to go for the throw is what set this creature off. Like, fuck this shit. So one action to stand up. And so she'll stand up into actually the space south of where I have the pawn. She'll stand up and she'll begin dancing. So I'm going to need all of you to give me will saves.
Don't look at her
Where's my will save?
thighs.
All right. Kind of looking around. What do we got? Trent, you're nodding. What's your will save?
41.
All right. You're fine. But you can feel how... Wait, just quick question. For what level are you all right now?
17.
Oh, that's
Also,
fine.
I
36.
think
Cool.
I have something for will saves.
Yeah, I think you have Iron Will, so if you succeed, it becomes a critical success.
I think it's something along that line. I have to make sure that's the case, though.
That's my guess. Jane, do you have your will save?
I do.
Figured
It's
out?
a 36.
Oh shit. Well, okay, cool. So that's going to be a failure. Now this is an incapacitation effect, but this is a higher level creature than you, so
Ugh.
it's still there. Hey
Resolve.
Jason, what did Drosharis get?
42.
You're fine. And Fox, what are you rocking?
56.
I'm sorry, 56.
Yes, I rolled a natural 19.
Oh damn. Okay, I was like, what is your bonus? And have I been doing this wrong?
She stood up and he was like, "Hey, girl, what you doing?"
So
I'm not phased
Yes,
at
I do.
all.
It's called resolve.
it is resolved. I guess Iron Will's
Oh,
the
I'm
feat.
sorry. It's 46.
Oh,
I can't math.
wait.
God almighty, that's a terrible man.
Facts.
Wonderful.
God almighty.
That's a great drop. I'm
Yeah.
really also glad these two sliders are
I
right
totally
there so I
did
can
that on
switch them.
purpose so you could use the...
Yeah. Thank you.
You know what? Thank you. All right. So you are fascinated.
I'm like, look at those thighs.
Yeah, I mean, how could you not? That's wild.
Someone
I
told me to
was
squat.
going to try to kill this lady, but
You like pull the knife out and you're like, thighs.
So now, fascinated. A couple things are going to happen. So you have a few things you have to work through rules-wise, Jane, because fascinated is a -2 on perception and skill checks.
annoying.
And you cannot use actions with the concentrate trait unless they are related to the subject of your fascination. This condition will end if the creature takes a hostile action towards you or any of your allies, though. So, spoiler alert, that may not be super important for long.
Do you know where the Fascinate is on Hero Lab, Jane?
Nope.
Okay.
I'm also going to say that I'm about to attack, so
Oh,
don't
so
worry.
don't-
It'll
matter.
kind of just go away anyway.
Yeah, the secondary thing here to keep in mind, though, is that in addition to the fascination, although I think this would probably break, you would otherwise feel yourself sort of be like being summoned towards it. Actually, no, I really like this. She got it off on you, so you're fascinated, so she's going to use her final action, and she is going to walk over towards that balcony overlooking
She as
the
in
river.
me, Val?
No, she, this creature, is going to like dance and move her way across the room. You ever see this? Maybe I'm just making this up, but in my mind, like the way she's dancing, at times it looks almost like she's about to fall as she sort of spins into a step, perfectly balanced, but it's this weirdly wild, sort of spinning, chaotic movement that, like in any one segment, looks uncontrolled, but watching it play out is this just beautiful dance across the room. So she moves 25 feet to the east, and it will then actually be your turn, Val. However, because I didn't take... Oh, Gazoontai, Jesus.
She's allergic to your bullshit,
I was-
James.
I was trying so hard to keep it in, and it just didn't work.
Okay, so this will only last for one round because you only just normal failed. But what this means is you must spend each of your actions to move closer to the creature. Jesus.
I told you. Allergic.
It's that bullshit.
Go on.
And so if you become adjacent to this creature, you will stay still and not act. So you must use all of your actions to move close to it. All you can do is you are just beckoned by it. You feel yourself being drawn closer to her.
Wow.
All my actions right now, I have to do that?
Yep, you can't do anything other than move close to her. And once you get next to her, you just have to stand there and wait. You are so enthralled by watching her dance.
So does that trigger an attack of opportunity?
Do you
As she walks
want
by
to
me.
attack her?
You got to stare at those thighs.
All right, fine. I move towards the lady.
Cool. So you do that. That's your whole turn, Val. And now, Drosharis, it's your turn. You see Val. Oh, no, Val, you have multiple actions.
Yeah,
You're
you
all
have
the
to
way
keep
over
her
there.
Oh, God damn it.
Yeah. You know, just like, oh, I want to go check that out. Yeah, you walk right next to her, Drosharis. You see Val, like almost in a trance, walking after this woman who's dancing, and it's just this fascinatingly captivating way. You can feel it almost pulling a little bit. But what I'll say is, from your background, you've probably experienced like mental fascination and stuff like that before. And so this is, you can kind of feel it pulling a little bit at the edge of your mind, but you keep your focus. What are you going to do? On deck, Fox.
I'm looking at Jane, just like, can't believe we're here right now.
You said it, and I was like, all
was
right,
joking.
good idea.
She's trying to go grab her thighs.
All right, so with
What do you got going
35 feet of movement, I can
Sure.
get to the other side.
Yeah, you're going to go to the flank. You're going to flank this creature with Val.
Yes.
Val, I will say, does not say, nothing about fascination says that like you're not provoking, so I think flanking is still a thing.
She
feel a
threatening?
I feel like, yes, I may have missed it. Someone may hit me up and be like, yeah, fascination says you're not threatening, but I don't see anything in there. So I feel like I'm going to give you flat-footed on this creature.
Sweet.
What do you got? I'm assuming you're attacking.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
And then I
okay.
will swing
Oh,
with the
yes.
sword.
All right.
How's 49 looking?
49? Like, that's a good roll, and that is, in fact, a hit.
Okay.
What's this? What kind of damage is this? Asking for a friend. The friend is me.
Slashing.
Okay. All right. Roll that damage.
27.
Damn. Okay. So you cut into her
Mm-hmm.
as she's dancing away. She sort of like dances back from the hit. It still cuts, splits open her skin, but she stays moving, stays focused. Consummate professional.
And then as I stab her, I'm going to use this feat called combat grab.
Okay. Now, did you have enough movement to get there in one action?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
'Cause you said you
Sharis
moved-
has been churching his speed up this whole time.
Nice.
So get to the other side, swing at her, combat grab with my...
Second attack?
yes.
Okay. And what is combat grab?
So combat grab is when you swipe at your opponent, you basically make a strike, and if you have a free hand, you also grab them at the same time.
Oh, that's fucking cool.
Yeah.
So you'll get a grab.
Yes.
Do you have to roll a grab, or is if this hits, you get a grab off?
If the strike hits, you grab the target using your free hand.
That's awesome. All right. So roll to hit.
I did.
Oh,
another one. Yeah, that's right.
The second attack.
Duh.
Because if you're able to keep her from moving away, I mean, obviously she's moving towards the balcony overlooking the river
Yeah.
with an entranced Val in tow.
43.
That's a miss.
Okay.
Oh, wait, no. Because of fucking flat
Yeah.
footed. That's a
Yeah.
miss.
That's cool, man. I really enjoy that.
You're welcome for walking over here.
You know, me.
Thanks for throwing something at her and getting all tranced up. It's 25.
To be
on that
fair,
one.
I didn't actually throw it
grabbed.
at her. I was just thinking about it.
Yeah, that's true.
You started to throw at her, and then she danced.
And then
look.
she danced.
Now she's held.
And so I told this to the players a little bit. I pause the recording when I go to draw these rooms out because we're that kind of old school in which I have this wet erase, like dry erase mat that I think I've had for like 20 years. So I'll draw it all out. I think it's the latest season, which I don't know if it's season 2 or 3 of Love, Death, and Robots, has a little short that is about basically this exact kind of creature. So probably after this episode, we might put that on while I prep for the next episode
Sweet.
recording. Okay, so yeah, so she's grabbed. Actually, not she. They are grabbed now.
Yes.
They're grabbed, and which is at least they're going to have to try to escape from you if they want to get closer to the balcony. That's the end of your turn, Fox. It's yours, and Watson, you're on deck.
Oh no. I have a question
Yeah.
that you may be able to answer.
Okay.
Can I use a focus spell and then go into Arcane Cascade?
It's a spell. Arcane Cascade just requires a spell to have been cast, right?
Yeah.
So at least from my understanding, in the way I'm going to choose to rule this on the fly here, because I always, you know what?
There's a rule for that.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Don't forget about bleed, by the way.
Oh, yes. Remind me at the end of
I
my
will.
turn. So one of the things that I appreciated for clarity in 2E Pathfinder is that in First Edition Pathfinder, I'm sure other role-playing games have this, but there just maybe isn't as much rule heft to dig through for this to be an issue. But in First Edition Pathfinder, there were so many abilities, and there was always like, is it a supernatural ability, or a spell-like ability, or an extraordinary ability? What counts as this or that? As far as I can tell, basically everything in Pathfinder is either an action, and of course there are still actions, cast spells, but basically
Right.
anything quasi-magical is still technically a spell. There's focus spells and things like that. So if Arcane Cascade just says after casting a spell, I would 100% say focus spells include, because focus spells still have schools of magic, they have traditions of
Right.
magic. And so at least from my point of view, to adjudicate that as a GM, I feel super comfortable saying, yes, that's a spell.
Fantastic. Fox is going to cast his focus spell.
What is your focus spell?
Hasted Assault.
Oh, what is that? Read us that spell.
Yeah, Hasted Assault. You call upon your magic to speed up your attacks. You gain the quicken condition and can use the extra action each round for only strike action.
Okay, so basically it's
like
just...
haste for strikes.
Okay, so it's haste just for strikes, and it's haste bundled into a focus spell, which is kind of cool because you can get that back. Wait, how many actions to cast that?
1.
Oh shit, so it's even quicker to cast haste.
Yeah, exactly. So
basically this turn you'll break even on action economy, and then for future turns you'll have
Right.
bonus action. How long does it last for?
1 minute.
Dude, that is a
a great-
phenomenal focus spell.
Yeah.
Holy
Yeah,
cow.
it's a 7th level,
Yeah,
or
I would hope so.
something like that. Focus spell.
The ability to use that every cut. Wow. All right, so you amp up.
Yep, and then we'll enter Arcane Cascade.
So 1 action to cast, 1 action to enter Arcane Cascade.
Yep, and
You'll
then
have one normal action left, and then your quickened hasted assault action left.
yeah, then I'll move into attack range.
So you're just going to stay on the west side of her with keeping
Yeah.
the sort of the balcony behind her
Actually,
to
can
the
I?
east.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Yeah, I'm going to move behind Val, so I'm still
Okay.
flank.
So you're still getting the flank on?
Yeah, so I'm still getting flank.
Yeah, to the south of Val. So you're flanking south of Val with Drosharis.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you'll be attacking over Val's head. That will give a point of cover to them, but
That works.
that's only 1 bonus to AC. Okay.
And an attack. How about
Ooh. And so they'll have basically a net -1 to their AC, because it's -2 for flat-footed, +1 for Val as cover. But that's all on my end, which I appreciate, because it keeps
Yeah.
it easy for you.
only a total of 40?
Ah, damn. Man, your dice are cold today.
Mm-hmm. Not a good roll. So
Well, it's all, you're working it forward. Okay, but you're in position. You're providing all kinds of flanking over there.
Yep.
Watson, it's your turn.
Watson's like, what
Creatures.
is going on? He will try to recall knowledge about this creature.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay, so this is going to be, this is going to be a secret check,
Uh-huh.
but this is going to be a nature check.
Excellent. I was hoping you would say that.
So I don't have this written down, Trent. What is your bonus to nature?
Watson is legendary in nature.
Okay.
He is a +32.
Wow. Okay, it's going to be really high. Okay. So, yeah, you pull this off. You spot this thing, and even with, God, that's a high number. Even with this thing, this is a rare, which means it has +5 to the DC already. I'm going to do my best to pronounce this. This is a Requionoi.
Okay.
With that result, you're going to get some mechanical stuff, but I want to give you a little bit of fluff because I think that's fun, and I always like sharing that with you.
Mhm.
Requionoi are Fae, They lurk in the placid rivers of the first world, like the Fey realm, essentially, in Galarian, demanding travelers dance with them or face their wrath. Bitterly jealous of anyone who professes to be a better dancer, Rakunois make wagers and contests to prove who is the most graceful and sure-footed among them.
Are we going to have a dance-off right now?
Dance off to save the world.
I mean, you were, but even though it's like, I'm really bummed they're going into combat instead of solving this socially, I did remember that literally none of you have ranks and are trained to perform.
Yeah.
No, I have +5.
So you're going to have to fight them anyway. So I will actually, I did a little bit of background look on this because I thought it was kind of cool. So they do have a little bit of a rivalry with this is a Galarian fact, with the Rusalka. The Rakunois are related to Rusalkas, but they prefer the fantastical waterways of the first world, where rivers might flow upwards or dissolve into bubbles. Both types of Fae argue which of their kind came first, that is, whether Rakunois or Rusalkas gripped with a nonsensical urge to cavort, or whether Rusalkas and Rakunois grow petty and nasty. It's no surprise, then, that the two are virtually never get along, and they fight over territories that overlap. But this is based on a bit of Slavic folklore. It's typically a feminine entity, often malicious towards mankind and frequently associated with water. There are counterparts in other parts of Europe, such as the Milcene in French and the Germanic Nixie. Folklorists have proposed a variety of origins from the entity, including that they may have originally stemmed from Slavic paganism, where they have been seen as sort of benevolent spirits.
Weird.
Often really related to the tradition of mermaids and things like that. That being said, they said feminine here, but they definitely noted here for the adventure they, them pronouns for this particular one.
Okay.
Yeah. So I get
Shout
a little
out to
note.
Pathfinder.
Yeah, I always appreciate sort of like giving me lots of cool little notes about the creature. I have all sorts of background, but you're not going to learn that because you opened up this negotiation with the dagger.
Yeah.
So you did learn that. You did
Almost a dagger.
That's fair. The intent to dagger.
That's still a crime. The
Intent to dagger.
Intent to dagger. Trent, you can't get specific knowledge. Like I can't get you numbers, but what kind of general knowledge would you like from that check about them?
Maybe a weakness.
Sure. I mean, this one, I'll give you a weakness +1. I already said Fey, so that's going to be cold iron. I'll give you something else in addition to that, maybe.
Sure.
It won't be a lot. What else you want?
You're wondering if it can fly?
We're all making little wings pantomimes around the table.
Sure. So what I'll say for that is you'd suspect they probably have some form of movement that does well or works well in water. You don't know if that's flying near water, through water, underwater, walking on water, swimming. But you'd guess they have a water-related movement speed.
I throw my water skin over the balcony so that she can't use it against me.
So Watson will be like, she's a water dancer. Water is probably her best scenario sort of thing.
Awesome. So that's one action. You got 2 left.
And he will cast Ray of Frost.
Oh, not
Not Polar Ray.
Not Polar
I miss
Ray.
Polar Ray. How's
Yeah.
that guy doing?
He'll come back in a later episode.
It is January,
Already
so it's the
voted
perfect
red, so-
season for Polar Ray.
Hi, I'm Polar Ray. Can that be our next drop, Sherman? Polar Ray.
I don't think we need an entire drop for one
Hi,
spell.
I'm Polar
I'm
Ray.
Polar Ray.
And I approve this spell. Oh fuck.
Oh,
Trent's
yeah.
making a face.
Oh, no.
yeah.
Is
Oh
it
my
time?
god. That's
it
a
time?
natural 20.
Yes.
Critical hit.
Yes.
And look,
this is going to be awesome.
You
even
get
though,
the first critical hit drop.
Yeah,
That
look
is
at
a 49 to hit, by the way.
and this is a roll to hit spell, right?
It is.
Okay, yeah. So that's going to be a critical hit. And look, even though I had everything pushed around in different places and struggled to find stuff, I did find the critical hit and miss cards. So let's pop out Paizo's critical hit deck. Yeah, Kryzo
Is that
is
third party?
Yeah, Kryzo, it's the spin-off, and I can't decide if it's cold based or just really sad based.
I think cold base, yeah.
Sure. All right, Trent. So let's. I'm just gonna shuffle twice.
Oh, this
pop
is
a
perfect,
card out.
too. This is exactly what I wanted.
Oh. Okay. So here's the deal, Trent. This is also going to trigger. Fuck.
Yes.
Yes.
What?
Because she has some nice legs. And I'm just like,
Spell crits are insane.
So bombs or spells use the same crits, and this one is called Maximum Effect.
yes.
So Trent,
Yes.
you don't roll for damage. You deal the maximum possible critical hit damage.
Yes!
It's not high because it's D4, but this would be. I assume I'm doubling the damage.
Doubling all the dice, all the bonuses, and this is a cantrip, right?
It is.
This
So
might
don't
be
forget
the
it's-
only thing that could unseat Fox's highest damage
Might be.
accolade.
Oh yeah, we'll have to get in the Discord and
my
check that out.
God. Okay.
I love this game.
I don't think I've ever seen a game or a feat or even a card that's like you do the maximum amount of
Yeah.
whatever that was.
Yeah, that
I
would
mean,
be really cool.
You used to be able to
There's a healing
maximize
one.
spell with meta magic feats in
Yeah.
third edition, but even then,
Yeah.
what? It was like had to use a spell slot 2 levels higher than the spell you were going to cast. However, first edition was really funky because it would not change the spell slot of the spell to do more dice of damage with the spell up to a certain cap. All of that to say, the logic behind how and when spells get powered up tends to be more consistently applied in second edition.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Trent's doing math. You know what? I'm not going to hit the terrible math drop on that because I see him using a calculator.
Yes.
So I'll just give this to you.
This would be 18d4 plus
Okay.
12, which is 84 damage.
Nice.
Nice.
God.
It is a critical hit
Sure. So just
with this spell, which means that she takes a -10 status penalty to her speed for 1 round.
so, it's,
Yeah.
so 84 damage.
Correct.
Okay, that's the best whistle I can try to do. Hopefully that isn't ear splitting on the podcast.
Mhm.
Okay, well that's
Very
a
sexy,
lot
Watson.
of
Very
damage.
sexy.
Yeah, that was pretty hot.
Whoa, my finger has so much power.
That being said, I don't think 84 damage is even close to enough to unseat the absolute
It's not even
bullshit
half.
that
No,
is
yeah,
a
yeah.
Magus crit.
Yeah, no.
Again,
Not yet.
D4, you know.
All right, well, okay, so
But that was a cantrip that did 84
That's
damage,
great.
which is pretty awesome.
so they're
So you can keep doing
grabbed. They're grabbed. Their speed is reduced by 10 feet around. So they're, I mean,
for 1 round.
we're for 1 round, but
Yeah.
I think it was pretty obvious that I was sort of telegraphing their plan of trying to get out on the balcony and then, chucking Val into the river below.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like we're going to help with that plan. Only Val's going to stay.
Yeah. Only swap the part where Val goes and we're good.
All right, well, it's my turn now. I think they're not loving this situation. And without the ability to move, I don't think I'm going to choose to keep up the beckoning dance. That seems not
You can't
fun.
move, but you're trying to beckon. You're like,
I just want to dance with somebody. Anyway,
She's giving the eyebrows, or they're giving the eyebrows.
mm-hmm.
Furtive eyebrows.
beckoning eyebrows. So Jason, I know you watched it. I think Jane, you have as well. All I can think is that scene from Broad City when she's picking up guys.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
In the bar.
Yes.
And everybody's just like, no. And she's like, okay.
Just making eyes and faces across the bar. God, that is a phenomenal scene.
Yeah.
It's that's what they're doing here right now, but it's like they're 5 feet away from all of you, so it's just really close up. All right, so I'm gonna bust out some of these really cool. Man, that's really cool. And wait, how does that ability work? Yeah, that's really cool.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I don't like this.
Yeah.
I don't like when things are really cool for you
I
in
feel
this
like-
game. I like when things are cool for you in real life.
Oh, thanks.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
You never said that about
can-
me.
Oh
That's
shit!
because I don't like
I
them.
pray for terrible things to happen to you on a daily basis.
It is funny. Like, I just have gotten into such a habit of kind of trolling Trent for fun and for laughs that more than one person has brought up to me before, like, do you have a beef with Trent? Like, do you not like Trent? I'm like, no, I love Trent. I also love to be mean to Trent.
So I've got some really awesome spells I'd love to cast, but as
Jane
I've
is really nice, everybody. I really think Jane is a nice person.
Jane.
Contrary to the podcast, I think it's Val. I think Val makes me angrier.
sure.
Careful.
She throws daggers.
Yeah.
So I actually have some really cool spells that I'd love to cast, but I've made that mistake before of trying to cast spells when
please
being
do.
sandwiched between two characters with AOs. So instead, their hair begins to whip up as they spin around, and it shoots out. I think the first one, a little bit of hair is going to go out and just wrap around you, Drosharis.
Like a helicopter?
Oh, this is what he was talking
This is the helicopter.
All right, here we go. Oh, fuck. Yeah. Okay, how do you feel about
I did see that.
a 43 to hit, Drosharis? Okay, so let me run through all the stuff that happens here. Is that a crit?
No.
Damn, I was hoping.
Pshaw.
I'm sorry, how does that go?
You heard me.
It's fine. I was just trying to vamp.
You heard me.
Fine. Okay. So you're going to take 31 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And then this creature has improved grab.
Nice.
So no, this came up, this was like a year ago. I think I was talking with a friend of the pod, Ryan, about the differences between grab and improved grab. And it's one of those things in which, like, once you kind of figure out and get a vibe for the internal logic of Pathfinder 2e, it makes a ton of sense, but it is a little confusing. So a lot of creatures will have grab as a part of their damage, which will then let them use an action after that attack to grab someone for free with no check. However, this creature has improved grab, and what that means in this case is that they can grab as a free action with no check. So a little bit of their hair whips out, slams into Drosharis, and then just wraps around your neck and just starts to tightly go taut and hold you there. There's this Fae has enough hair that then more of it whips out. And now they have taken a hostile action against one of your friends, Jane, so Val is no longer fascinated. However, Val is getting attacked by their hair.
Jane.
Yeah. So 32 to hit?
It's pretty low.
That's a miss.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, bummer.
Bro, our ACs are insane right now.
I don't know if you know this, but we're actually 17th level now, so...
Fine.
Dang.
You know
Sass.
what? Just for that sass, I'm gonna put third attack. No, you know what? This is rough, but I think we're gonna follow up with this. We're gonna do a third attack, final action here, going against you again, Val. Oh, I didn't roll great. 31's probably gonna be a miss still. That does make it your turn. You're no longer fascinated because they're hair attacking everyone.
Sure. So Val would like to devise a stratagem.
Sure.
Which I believe also means I can recall knowledge for free.
Yeah, what's your bonus to nature?
Plus 20.
Yeah, you don't learn anything new.
Dang. I'm gonna roll this very tiny d20 that Trent just gave me for Christmas.
Yeah.
Watson gave you that.
Watson gave it to me.
That was
Ooh,
from me.
natural 18.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
I think. I can't really see it.
It's already a fire
Sounds
die.
good to us.
Okay, so I will accept that stratagem roll. And I just said I had the dagger out. I didn't say that I had the pistol.
Well,
But I do have that thing where when
you
roll initiative,
you
I
draw
can
both weapons.
draw them. Which I kind of just always assume that she does if she's rolling initiative.
I mean, I feel like unless you tell me you don't, it would kind of it would be weird for you not to.
Yeah. It's always my assumption that when we roll initiative, Val pulls both weapons out, but...
I don't see any reason to call bullshit on that. I think I can imagine environments in which I would, but in this one, that makes sense.
Cool. So that's a 48 total to hit.
Oh, okay. 48, that's a hit. So wait, are you shooting with the pistol in close combat?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So if you miss, you just blast Drosharis.
Well, I had a pretty good roll, which is the benefit of the whole stratagem thing. So that's not a crit, right?
No. You said 40.
48.
Yeah, that's a hit, but not a crit.
Awesome.
Their AC is pretty stellar.
Oh, that's low. It's 32 points of damage on that one.
Okay. Well, I'll take that. So that leaves you one action left.
I think Val is just gonna back up and get kind of out of this hair melee.
You gonna go west away from the balcony or east towards the balcony?
West away from the balcony, thank you very much.
Fine. All right. Drosharis, it's your turn.
We're still flanking because he has reach, right?
Yeah, Fox has
Fox
reach.
has reach,
So
okay.
you're set up.
All right, so
And you still have a grab in place.
the combat grab ends at the beginning
Oh, at the
of my
beginning?
next turn,
Oh, okay, so it is
which
now
checks
over.
out because I'm going to take in two-hand
Nice.
swing at this thingy.
So you're going to use, essentially, you're going to use a quick draw strike to change the grip on your weapon as a part of your attack.
Correct.
Okay.
Cool.
That's actually one thing that I think is glossed over sometimes, but I think is a super cool implementation of quick draw, is that quick draw isn't allowing you to draw a weapon for free. It allows you to make a basically vanilla attack called a quick draw attack that allows you to draw the weapon, or in my mind, I always house rule that you can change your grip on a weapon, like add a hand, as a part of that attack. So it's an interesting choice for fighters, because fighters have so many special attacks that it's sort of a choice of like, do I want to just do a generic attack to change my grip, or do one of the specialized fighter attacks?
So you're saying that there's a rule for that?
There's a rule for that.
Yes.
Wonderful.
All right. 49 against a flanked creature. What do we got?
Not a crit, but definitely a hit.
Oh, garbage, but yeah.
Look, I already mentioned this creature's higher level than you
That's
because the
true.
incapacitation effect didn't get auto-degraded.
How's a 20?
20 points of damage or 20
Yes,
to hit?
20
Yeah.
points of damage.
Yeah, you're getting some work done.
Good job, Drew.
All right, so then I
And Val's
will...
like, I hit her too.
I'm just going to stand back here.
I'm going to swing again.
All right, yeah, you got 2 actions left. You're already in place. You're a fighter.
That's probably going to miss 33.
33 is a miss.
Okay.
1 action left. Fox is on deck. You're looking around
Swing
this
again.
room. They are close to the edge here. You're swinging again. What's that hit going to be? Or is it going to be a hit? Maybe it's a miss.
Doing some math. Terrible
Yeah.
math.
Terrible math.
42.
42 because of... Oh, no. Even with flat-footed, you missed. Just so close.
Boo.
Yeah.
Well, that's it then.
Okay. That's your turn. Fox, it's yours. Drosharis. Or no, you're just Drosharis. Watson, you're on deck.
I mean, I'll
Drosharis
go
doesn't
again.
go twice.
Fox is going to try and overhand swing down onto this thing's dome.
Yeah, and you've got 4 actions.
Yeah, 4 attack actions, technically.
Jesus.
I gotta say, it's really cool to see these characters sing at this level. I saw a really cool thread the other day online in which someone did some math on like just between ancestries and backgrounds alone, how many combinations of possible characters there are. Then you get into just classes, much less the different sorts of builds in classes, much less archetypes. There's so many different characters out there. All right.
44 to hit.
With flanking, that's a hit.
Okay.
Love this AC.
That is 25 damage.
Okay. You're getting some work done on this.
Second attack is going to be a miss.
Okay. 2 actions left, one of which, although hypothetically, you could say that the first action you took was your must be an attack action, or must be a strike action,
I'm...
as far as I know.
I'll swing one more time just for the heck of it. I don't think it's going to hit, but...
Hunting for that 20.
how about a natural 3? That's not going to do it.
Yeah, that's a miss, but not a natural 1. So you got 1 action left.
I'll use my last action to... how high is the ceiling in here?
Ceilings in here are 20 feet.
I guess I can go up 10 feet and still be in range, right? Or do I have to only go 5?
You can go up 5 feet and still be in range.
If
you're
I
up
move
10,
in
if you're up
and-
10 feet, no, you still would, because you'd hit the 5 feet below you, standard reach for your extension 10 feet below you. Yes, you still would.
Okay.
But keep in mind, because we always forget that you have to spend actions to hover.
Yeah, that's fine.
However, you have pretty good action economy right now.
Right. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to go up 10.
Okay. And
Just,
because of your angle, you'll still have flanking.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
cool. So you go up. Watson, it's your turn. I did kind of forget, Fox, that your wings are now like a permanent thing.
Perma wings.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. Watson will cast guidance on Drosharis.
Is that a 1 action?
It is.
Okay.
And then I think just a ray of frost again. You know,
All right.
worked out the first time. So
Just a little ray of
just a little ray of
frost.
frost.
All right, what do you got?
That's significantly worse. That's a 36.
Yeah, that's just a miss.
Okay.
All right.
And that is
nice
his turn.
All right, it's their turn. No longer grabbed. You're still grabbed, Drosharis. So they're going to lash out. Their hair also has reach. And even with you being up as high as you are,
damn.
their hair whips up
No.
around your feet up at the air.
Okay.
We're going to get checked
And-
over the side.
Oh, I'm really trying for that. Okay, so this is going to come out to...
I got you, bro.
I really wish this creature's to hit was a little bit higher, but I can kind of understand for balance reasons because they have spells and stuff. It's probably a balance. So I don't think I'm going to be able to pull a hit off on you, but I may be way overestimating your AC. Does a 38 hit for you, Fox?
Does not.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought.
Mwahaha.
So I think I'm going to take advantage of the action economy I have left. I'm going to do a constrict since I still have a grab on you. And from my understanding of the grapple rules, like as long as I take something that's grapple related, I don't have to renew it.
Right.
I think.
That's how we've been playing.
I don't know.
I looked it up once for actually a different run, Lundine Adventure with the Slithering, and I think grabs degrade after a turn unless like you constrict or do something. I'm going to play it like that right now because it's fun for me, and I'll look it up later.
Oh,
and
yeah, in the
probably be wrong.
Slithering, they had those things with the choking,
the
like chain
slimes
swords or whatever.
Yeah, well, then the oozes would also
The
do a lot of
oozes,
grabs
yeah,
and
that's
stuff
true.
too. Honestly, across the board, Lundine, super interesting
Yeah.
adventuring writer. For those
Really
of you
hard.
who've played any of the other ones. Okay, so Jason, give me a fortitude DC.
Fortitude DC?
A fortitude check.
Okay.
Yeah, what's your fortitude DC, bro? I feel like you're probably going to crush this, but I don't have to roll, so I thought I'd take advantage of that and try to push the little advantage I have of having you grabbed by this hair. What do you got?
Yeah, exactly. 41.
Oh, that is the DC.
Nice.
Okay, so you'll take. Do you have the?
Yes.
Okay, so you take
Juggernaut.
that. Becomes a critical success. So you take no damage from the constrict. However, now they're going to use an ability called Waving Hair. They're going to attempt an acrobatics check against each grabbed creature's reflex DC. So now I actually do legitimately need your DC. What's your reflex DC, Drosharis? And my acrobatics is pretty dope.
How do you figure out what the DC is?
Find your reflex bonus and add 10.
At 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
That math even I can do.
Yeah, 37.
Okay, so I crush that.
Okay.
I don't critically succeed. I almost do. So here's the deal. The Reconnoy, they're going to move...
Does any of this trigger attacks of opportunity? I want to ask that as you go.
No, because they're not moving. They're going to move you.
Okay.
So they're going to move you 10 feet towards the east, towards that balcony.
Okay.
So 10 feet, with a little bit of southeast to it, and then another 5 feet out, right towards that balcony. They're trying to move you over that water. And I think as we kind of see that scene there, Fox is fluttering up in the air. Val has just sort of gotten her wits about her. Watson's still just firing frost rays from the corner. Pew, pew, pew. But Drosharis is being pushed, strangled right towards the edge of that balcony. And to find out if you live or die,
No.
tune in next week.
No.
Oh my God.
He's totally going to live.
The Live to Die podcast is a production of Live to Die Gaming. Follow us on social media at Live to Die Pod. Leave a review and tune in next week for more. If you like the amazing background audio and music, all that credit goes to Syrinscape. Make sure you check them out at Syrinscape.com.